Hey.
Hey, how are ya?
Really good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So, this is Matt and John. I'm John and...
I'm Matt.
Yeah, and we're twin brothers.
Hey.
And,
sweet.
yeah, we're currently theater performance majors at Wagner College on Staten Island. And
Well, I am also a twin, but my sister and I don't look alike, but we sound alike, so this could be her.
Oh, you're one of those twins.
We're identical, so we're pretty much the same person.
My condolences. I'm just kidding.
Thanks. All right, so before we get
into it, I first have to say we are major super fans of The Office.
Tweet.
So that is greatly
you probably hear that all the
influencing-
time, but
yeah.
we're kind of obligated to say that.
Yeah,
I
have to say it.
appreciate it. No, please. It's all right. I never get tired of it. I'm proud of it, so yeah. What the
That's
hell?
awesome to hear.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So anyway, before we kind of get into it, you're emceeing the IES Study Abroad Film Festival in Chicago on November 1st. And, you know, everyone listening who will be listening to this, you have to vote before November 30th. Is that right?
Actually, October 30th.
October 30th.
Yeah, the event's
30th.
November 1st.
November
Yeah.
1st, that's right. Okay.
You have three options. I watch the films, I suppose. I mean, you don't have to watch the films. You could just vote if you'd like, but
we recommend
right.
to watch.
we recommend watching and enjoying.
They're short.
and
They're short films.
They're short
Don't worry.
films.
Super short.
Don't worry.
And and then just vote for whichever is your favorite.
Yeah.
That's right. Actually, make a difference.
Yeah.
Somebody might win because of you.
You could change someone's life. You know?
Exactly. There you go.
So
There you go.
anyway,
All right. So now we have a couple more personal questions to you and your career, if you don't mind.
How personal do you want to get? I'm just kidding. Yes, I have a boyfriend. Thanks for asking.
That was Matt's question. All right.
Hilarious.
Okay, so you've done stage work, live stage work, with Jane Lynch and many other various different things.
Yes. Yeah, I'm actually about to go out on tour again with Jane Lynch. We'll be in New York December 3rd and 4th at the City Winery with our Christmas show. Because we did a Christmas album last year that did really well. We were actually number 8 on the Billboard Top 100 chart.
Wow,
It did
that's
really
great.
well.
Yeah.
congratulations. Well, we might have to try to
Thanks.
see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've done stage work, you've done all kinds of TV work with The Office and Brooklyn Nine-Nine and all the rest. And so...
Yes, I'm actually on that new show, Kevin Probably Saves the World, next week with Jason Ritter.
Okay.
And I recorded on American Housewives last year, and I'm supposed to be back. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be on another period again as Annie Sullivan. And there is an actress that plays Helen Keller.
I have to say that performance was...
one of the most underrated performances of all time.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Oh.
I completely
Yeah, there's nothing
forgot
like
that
Annie
you
Sullivan and Helen Keller getting into a fight on camera.
Oh,
Fantastic.
it's incredible. I actually, honestly,
cocaine
completely
fueled
forgot that you played that part until just now.
Yeah. So
And
it's
Well, I'm coming back. Yeah,
there you go.
they're
Great.
bringing us back 3 years later.
So check that out.
So now we have I was just thinking the other day of when that show's coming back, and now we have the inside scoop.
The inside scoop.
So...
It's coming out, yes. And
you heard
also,
it here
I'm on a
first.
new cartoon on Cartoon Network called OKKO, Let's Be Heroes. It's on right after Teen Titans. It just started this summer.
Very nice.
But we've been doing it for a while. It's finally out. Yeah, it's really fun. I played KO's mom.
Awesome.
Carol. Yes.
Okay, so everybody be on the lookout for that. And so with all your TV work and your stage work and stuff, do you have a favorite of what you prefer to do, like TV or stage, or is it all different kind of
You know,
categories?
The Office was such a great experience that many things pale in comparison, but I've had some great experiences. I don't want to throw anything in the toilet, but,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, we had such great writers. I mean, and even if I didn't speak for a couple weeks, I laughed. Like, it was, you know, it might have been an internal laugh, so I don't ruin the take, but
Yeah.
it was just the greatest gig ever. I don't know. That's a hard one to top, man. I had comfortable wardrobe, place to sit. My computer worked, and I got to dump out of the internet to play solitaire on camera whenever I want.
That's awesome.
So how much?
And I
of
got
it,
to do my own stunts. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
You
Well,
got
how
hit
mu-
by the car?
Yeah.
Are you the one that...
They actually broke your pelvis for that episode, I heard.
They did. I took one for the team, and I actually saved one of the casts. I have a pelvis cast that I saved. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it, but I just can't let it go.
I wouldn't let it go.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't.
Well, okay, so that's something that just comes to mind right now that I've always wondered, and this might be my only opportunity to ask, is so how much of it was you guys sitting back there trying not to laugh? Like, how much of it was...
Well, I mean, every day, every day there was like, oh my God. And plus, like, Steve Carell, you never knew what he was going to do.
Yeah.
They would do, like, maybe, 6 or 8 takes of something, and he would do, like, usually, like, 6 different things. I mean, he was unbelievable. I'm like, one was funnier than the next. I don't know how they decided in editing. Such a funny guy, like, super smart, really funny, really humble.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. So yeah, that was, that's why they pay you the big bucks to, don't mess it up.
So was a lot of it improvised? Like, was a lot of it... How much of it was...
You know what? Not really. No, it's really written.
Yeah.
It was really written. We got to improvise once in a while, but we didn't really have to improvise. It was so well written. And there are also just so many moments, like the tension of, working for somebody who's an idiot and, how that all works out. I mean, whether it was like Rainn Wilson or even like Will Ferrell when he came to play, and such a great time. Oh my God!
Well, now here's my question: having worked with so many brilliant people on that show, the writers, the actors, the guest stars, stuff like that, do you have a favorite moment, a favorite episode?
One of my favorite episodes of moments in an episode is, I mean, there's so many, but I loved the scene when Michael literally drags Meredith to rehab in Moroccan Christmas, because that was one thing we got to improvise, that whole chase scene in the parking lot.
That's
and it was funny because out of the corner of my eye, I could see 2 people dressed exactly like us because they were afraid one of us was going to get hurt because we didn't really choreograph it. So they had stunt doubles, and I was like, I don't care if my arm is broken. I'm finishing this.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I mean, that's how we've always been. We're actually on the football team at our college too, and we're theater performance majors. Wow. It's kind of weird.
How do you find time to do this? You guys are incredible.
Just a lack of sleep is what I like to tell people.
Yeah,
really?
But we've always been like willing to throw ourselves.
Oh yeah,
on
especially
the floor,
for comedy. Yeah,
just for comedy. I mean, we do a lot of stuff with UCB in the city.
You know, a little bit with UCB. I actually came up through the ranks with
Second City.
With 2 of the guys that started UCB, Matt Walsh and Matt Besser.
Yeah.
So I used to do shows with them at the Annoyance. So yeah, I performed at the New York UCB and the LA one once in a while. I was kind of there for a little bit because I have a lounge act called the Lampshades, like comedy act that we've done it at UCB many times. And I still do that act when I'm not touring with Jane Lynch. But yeah, no, totally. And I think it's a great place to train and study and get your act together and kind of learn the patterns. And like, it's all based on Del Close, who we all studied with in Chicago like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Oh my God, it gets old. But yeah, it was a blast because I started at Second City, and I knew Steve Carell from back in the day, and he and Steve Colbert used to do tons of scenes together. I wasn't in the same cast as them, but I knew them. And you just like, I mean, in a way, it doesn't surprise me how well everyone's doing now, but you just don't know. And back in the day, like, you just don't know who's going to pop and who's not.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So,
but I also want to say I just did an episode of Match Game with Ellie Kemper. We just worked together on Thursday. I was just in New York shooting that with Alec Baldwin as the host. So fun.
That's great.
And Ellie's like totally taken off on Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah,
so funny.
She's been doing so great. She's incredible.
She's incredible.
She's just so funny.
She's a nice girl.
Yeah.
She's not a douchebag.
I mean, you could tell.
That's
you
good
could
to
tell.
hear.
Like, she's
We
just
all
one
had
of those that you could just tell that
Yeah.
she's just great.
It's true.
So, other sorts of, like, what sort of education did you have for acting?
I actually, I got a degree at University of the Arts in Philadelphia. So I got my bachelor's of fine arts in acting. But I had studied for 2 years in musical theater before that. So when it came to singing the Michael's Last Dundies, when we got to sing, no, I'm just kidding. Or when Pam and I got to sing in the bar after I shaved my head.
Amazing.
So after Meredith started, well, I didn't really shave my head.
You were
That was
totally
the one
trained
time
for
I
that
really
moment.
knew.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and I think, I had always wanted to be a performer. I think as I got older, I sort of figured out what really made me tick. And my aunt actually sent me a ticket to Second City in Chicago. She lived in Chicago, and she thought it'd be a good fit for me. So I got to stay with her when I first got out there, and it totally changed my life. Because it's just like you just sort of see this. And I realized the first time I ever went to Second City, Jane Lynch was understudying for somebody, and I was at that show. We figured it out. It's so crazy. So I mean, it's like life is so crazy, but you know that thing that like makes you tick, and if it's comedy, like whatever you really want to do it. Do it, try it. Don't ever wait, or if you have to wait, like make sure you get there. Just do it. Because it's, you know, we're waiting for you. We're waiting for funny people. We're waiting for creative people. We need you. The world is the worst without you, so make it happen.
Yeah, that's great.
Very well said.
So here, we have a couple minutes left. Just a couple quick questions. What was your first job coming out of college?
If you can remember.
I was still waiting tables. I actually feel like I was in a comedy group very briefly in Philadelphia called Comic Relief, and there had been these big specials with Whoopi Goldberg and Billy Crystal and Robin Williams, and everything I auditioned for, I was like, no, not that Comic Relief. It's kind of a bad. But Second City was like the first big gig I got, and that was like the big game changer. And then you could get auditions, and I was actually up for SNL. I didn't get it, but I came close. And you know, it was like, and it was actually, I was also at a place called the Annoyance Theater where I did a bunch of shows in Chicago, and we did this thing called the Real Life Brady Bunch with Andy Richter and Jane Lynch and Jill Soloway, who created Transparent. That was her whole. She directed it and created. So crazy.
Okay, another quick hitter. Have to ask. Everyone would be mad at me if I didn't. Is John Krasinski as charming in person as he is on the damn TV? Because
he is. If that Emily Blunt hadn't snatched him up, I'm sure we would be married by now.
Well, we saw the tension with him and Meredith.
No, he's awesome.
You know, yeah.
But
he's the best. No, we had a great time, and it's funny because I told you I still have the pelvis cast, and it's signed by John.
And is it true that he signed that with his actual signature, John Krasinski?
He did. The first page, he did. Yes, he did.
That's incredible. Just one last... one last question.
Yes.
Do you have, just because we have so many young actors about to come out of college, do you have any advice that you would give to your younger self looking back, coming out of school?
You know, I would say to my younger self, first of all, two things. Don't judge if you have to work another job waiting for the job that really clicks with you. Don't freak out if you have to wait tables. It's not a punishment. It just really is a chance to kind of show yourself in the universe just how hard you can work and how bad you want it. The second thing I would say is that don't worry about jobs you don't get. Because even though I didn't get SNL, you know, like 13 years later, I got The Office, and it was just, for me, I learned so much in those 13 years, and I think I would have messed it up if I got SNL. So I'm just saying, like, I feel like you use every job you get, it's your whole life experience up to that point that leads you there. So, you know, take your time and you know, kind of understand who you are and how you tick, and hopefully you won't get chewed up and spit out, because I do feel like Slow and Steady is a great course of action. It really is.
Well, amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, all the best.
Oh, it's so much fun talking to you.
I know I'm a fraternal twin, but yeah.
Well, I guess we could get along. We could make it work. But the IES Abroad Study Abroad Film Festival, vote by October 30th. It's on November 1st. Go out and vote.
I'll be in Chicago if you want to come to Chicago.
If you're in Chicago, check it out, buy a ticket.
At the Museum of Contemporary Art, go to iesabroad.org. And thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
Great.
I'll be there. I probably won't be a douchebag to you if you come up and say hi. I might even take a selfie if I have enough to drink. But
you heard it here first, folks.
You have to ply her with a drink
Flannery,
before you can get a selfie.
You might get a selfie if you go to Chicago.
Yeah. You might.
But anyway,
all right,
great talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You too, you guys. Take care. All the best.
You too.
Take care.
Rock on. Bye.